Fifth grade, chapter 1, lesson 5, multiplication patterns. Unlock the problem. How close have you been to a bumblebee? The actual length of a queen bumblebee is about 20 millimeters. The photograph shows part of a bee under a microscope at 10 times its actual size. What would the length of the bee appear to be at a magnification of 300 times its actual size? Use a basic fact and a pattern. So they want us to multiply 300 times 20, okay? So this is kind of like a fourth grade review, okay? You guys have learned that you would take 3 times 2 and get what? 6, and then you see however many zeros you have, and you add that many zeros. So we just said 3 times 2 was 6, and then 10 to the second power would have how many zeros? 2. And then once again, we would say 3 times 2 is 6. And then we would add times 10 to the third power, which is how many zeros? 3 zeros. And put our comma in. So the length of the bee would appear to be about 6,000 millimeters. So what would the length of the bee shown in the photograph appear to be if the microscope shows it at 10 times its actual size? So the original said it was 20 millimeters. So if we put a microscope or we put a magnifying glass on it and it was 10 times as much, what is 10 times as much as 20?
6,000.
10 times as much as 20.
120.
No. I would add 1 0, right? So I have 20 and I add 1 0. So 200. 200 what? Millimeters. You can put MM if you like, or you can spell it out. Example, use mental math and a pattern. So they want to multiply 50 times 8,000. So once again, we're going to take that whole numbers, the whole numbers from each of those, and multiply those. So they said 5 times 8 is 40, okay? Now this is where it's going to be the tricky part, because now already in part of your answer, you already have a what? A 0. So sometimes you're going to look and see that, oh, you're doing 10 to the third power, and you would think you only need 3 zeros, right? But when you add 3 zeros to 40, what do you get? 40,000, right? And then how many zeros are there? 4. So these are the ones you're going to have to pay real close attention to, because they might kind of try and trick you there a little bit. All right? So they said, once again, 5 times 8 was 40, and then they added one more 0, right? So 8 times 5 is 40, and then 10 to the second power is 2 zeros. So my answer is 4,000. Now 5 times 8 is 40. And then they said they took 10 times 100, so that got them 10 to the third power. So how many zeros do I add for 10 to the third power? 3. And like we said, we put 3 zeros, but we already had one, so we technically need 4, right? Once again, 5 times 8 is 40. And then they said that they took 10 times 1,000, and that got them what power of 10? 10 to the fourth power, which is how many zeros? 4. So then what's our answer? 400,000. Share and show. Use mental math and a pattern to find the product. So basically, they want to know what 30 times 4,000 is. And I give you a little hint here. What basic fact can you use to help you find 30 times 4,000? So what's our basic whole numbers in there that we can pull out first?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. So we're going to write 3 times 4 equals what?
12.
Equals 12. Okay. So then we're going to go back up to our original problem, and we said 3 times 4 was 12. And then how many zeros do we see displayed?
4. 3.
4, right? 1 here and 3 here, so 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is
120,000. Then it would have been 1,200,000.
use mental math to complete the pattern. So 1 times 1 is 1. And then what is 10 to the first power? 10. So 1 times 10 is, so we're going to say this is 10. So go ahead and write over that. This is just your little bit of work, okay? 1 times 10 to the second power. So what is 10 to the second power? 100. And then 1 times 10 to the third power. What is 10 to the third power? 1,000. Okay, so 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 100 is 100. Anything times 1 is itself, right? 1 times 1,000 is? Alright, so number 3. They already told us 7 times 8 is? 56, right? Okay, now what is 10 to the first power? 10. So we're going to go ahead and figure these out. 10 to the second power is? 100. And 10 to the third power is? 1,000. So, we know 7 times 8 is? 56. And then 50. So we could go ahead and put 56 over these, right? So 56 times 10 is? 560. 56 times 100 is?
5,600.
Is that right? 56 and add 2 zeros. 56 times 1,000 is?
56,000.
Is that right? 56 and add 3 zeros. So here's my answers here. And here's my answers here. Number 4. 6 times 5 is?
20.
30. 6 times 5, last time I checked, is 30. Okay? So then we already know 6 times 5 is 30, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write 30 on top of those. Now, once again, is this one of those tricky ones? Yep, because we already have a 0 in our original answer, right? Okay, so I can't put, usually when I have 2 zeros, that means I'm at 10 to the second power, right? Okay, but in this case, I have a 0 already on the other side. So what I need to do is, if I have a 0 here, I'm crossing off a 0 here, and I'm crossing off a 0 here. So how many zeros am I left with then? 1. So then this would be 10 to the first power, right? Okay, so once again, I have 30 on that side, and I have 3,000 on the other side. So what do I need to do? Cross off a 0 here, cross off a 0 here. How many zeros am I left with? 2. So it would be 10 to the second power. Over on the next one, I have 30 times something equals 30,000. So if I mark off a 0 here, I need to mark off a 0 here, and I'm left with how many? 3. So that is 10 to the third power. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to have your partner. You're going to do 5 through 10 with your partner, and then we will come back and check them.